And it says I'm live. Hello, everyone, and anyone who's going to watch the replay of this. We're doing makeup this Saturday. I tend to do these makeup live streams on Saturdays and Sundays. That's usually the time I have for that. I tend to do these makeup live streams. Feedback. There we go. Fix that so I can have my chat up. But yeah, so hopefully my sound is fine. I just heard myself, so that means it should be working. I'm trying my new condenser mic because I have so many different types of uh, audio equipment that I could go with. So usually I try to test them out and see which one works best for which type of stream because it really is, really depends a lot of the time. But anyway, so this week I am not exactly sure which look I'm doing. And because I have other recordings to do today, because if you don't know, I know I have an author channel as well that I stream on and also put videos up weekly. So I usually do my makeup before those, and then I'll put a video up here or do a stream on this channel. This is a fairly new channel. And then I may do something on TikTok or something like that with my new look. But I actually bought some new palettes this past week and a new tool because I've been using the easy if you don't have the tape way for the eyeshadow, like if you want a clean eyeshadow set over here, but you could get this. This is and it comes with an extra roll. It's like tape. It is tape, but it's eyeshadow tape. So you can I get mine on Amazon. But you can get it probably almost any place that sells makeup, I would imagine. So I recommend this if you like a clean look. I mean, if you're doing smoky eye, you can get away with a messier look, of course. So that being said, you don't have to have this, but it does make it easier. They also have the eye rounds that are half moon shaped that you can put around here for a cleaner look when you're doing your shadows. But anyway, so I'm going to probably be doing mostly earthy tones today. And the reason that is because, and pardon my voice, but I have allergies and I was cutting grass this morning. So my voice isn't what it usually is. But I'm going to be showing you and opening these, unboxing, so to speak, these new palettes from NYX. They're not new far as like when NYX released them, because my other new one that I used in one of my other videos was new and new released. It was the Tetris palette. It had like 80 different colors in it. And what I'm going to be working off today is going to be the Swear By It palette here. This is by NYX Professional, and I didn't even open it yet, as you can see. The tape's still on. So I'm going to be using this one and another one that I got at the same time, because it depends on the colors that I want to do. I don't know yet, but that's the colors. And I'm going to probably be working more on this side here than the blue, greens, and such on that side. I'm not going to really be doing that this week. But anyway, so those are the colors for the Swear By It set. You can go on NYX professional.com makeup. So that's why I buy some of my makeup directly from them instead of going to Ulta. I don't really bother with Ulta. And of course, you know I'm a Mary Kay representative, so I get a lot of my makeup from Mary Kay. Predominantly my skincare comes from them, and some of my makeup comes from them. I buy my eyeliners from them. Some of my mascaras are from Mary Kay. I have blushes from them. And I have a whole eyeshadow palette that I built from their eyeshadows, but it's limited as far as big, bold colors. Now, if you're looking more to do earthy tones and like more downscaled colors, then definitely with Mary Kay eyeshadows, as far as colors. Because if you're looking for something more big boom colors, you have to go outside of that. But anyway, so this is the second palette I'll be working out of. This is Ultimate Utopia. And this one is a lot of earthy tones, as you can see. Also has blues in here. This one has a few shimmer colors in it. So you see those, a few shimmers. So I may use some of them. I'm not sure yet. I did have a request the last live stream that I did from the people that were there. They were saying more do a glam look, which I'm probably going to save that though from my next stream or live. They aren't here, so I'm going to save that, and I'm going to do more of a earthy, natural look. It's not going to be that natural because it's definitely going to be a little bit more than just the natural. Now I have arrived here with my face primed. I have my lips primed. I have my eyes primed already. And I used the NYX professional lip primer, which is a base for when you do your lipsticks and things like that. So I actually already used this. I primed my face with my Mary Kay foundation, which is also a filler. So for those of you who are here and lurking, you can say hi in the chat if you would like. But and also those who replay, if you are looking for a foundation, a primer for your foundation, there's this one here from Mary Kay, fills in lines. So it has a bit of a, it's this one. I've shown this a few times, and my light. Okay. So I've shown this a few times. It's like a light pink bottle, and it's called the Foundation Primer with Sunscreen. Has an FPS of 15 in it. Now, this one actually fills in lines. So like if you have deep smile lines or you have like heavier wrinkles somewhere on your face, then this is a good primer because it also fills in. So it's not like you don't need a lot. So like I have some on now. But Mary Kay stuff you don't need a lot. So I'm just going to show you. I can put a little bit more on because it's not the type that you just rub it, and rub it in. It's not that type. So it's really clear. You can see that on my finger. It's like really kind of clear. And then when you put it on, you can barely see it. So I like to put it in this area here where my laugh lines are and be like, just fill those. And you can just pat it and then wipe a little bit. You need to like wipe it in heavy. Okay. So that'll help like deeper lines and wrinkles if you have any, So it's good for that. And yes, I do sell this as well. So you can message me about that if you are interested in it. And I'm primed. So I didn't do my brows as usually I do my brows sometimes before this, or sometimes I don't do any of my priming. I don't do any of my brows or anything before I get on screen because I like to do that with everyone. But today I was like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and prime, and that way I can just do my brows because I don't take a lot of time on my brows. Some people really invest a lot of time in their brows. I don't. I have very light brows, but they are noticeable, but I don't pluck them. I don't do any of that. I mean, that plucking kind of was back in the 90s. I would say now everyone's looking for like more bushier brows, thicker brows, So I do a little bit of filling and brushing. That's about it. And lining. So I have a liner. Actually, let me see if my liner is here where I put it. Or my eye makeup stuff. Hold on a second. Hi, Teresa. Actually, I'm sorry. My mouse is acting funny. Yes, the foundation primer. Let me pull it back up for you. It's pretty basic named. It's the foundation primer, Mary Kay. It's the only one we carry, so it's not very hard for you to look it up. So if you go in there and you put in a search and you put foundation primer, it has the sunscreen in it. FPS 30. They try to protect your skin when you go out and stuff like that. So most of the things do cover that area. But yeah. So yeah, you just go in there and type that in and you'll find it really easy peasy. So but yeah, I try to keep that in stock. So I really like the feel of it. You don't feel it like once it's on, like you don't feel it. So it's not like you put it on, you can feel it there. But yeah, it's really good. I like it. Mine's getting kind of low, so I have that on order for myself for this month. And so my products are kind of mixed since I've gotten heavier into makeup. because I like to do a lot of looks. Like I said, now I'll show, since you're here, Teresa, I'll show you my Mary Kay palette. All right, so this is my Mary Kay palette. I have like the master size. They sell these on the website too. So this is my big one. You see my fingerprints all over it. This is my really big one. Because that's the master one. I think it's 18 or 20 or something like that. I can't remember. But yes, so this one is a built one by me. I've pretty much picked the colors I want. I almost have every single color from their eyeshadow Chrome Fusion line. So this is my palette from them. So I have like all the purples and the browns, and then this is my more goth setting where I have like the onyx. I have 2 onyxes in mine, so I use a lot of black. And then it goes down to gray, white scale. This over here is their liquid to powder foundation. And these are 2 blushes that I use. Like this is more banging boom type of blush. This one's lighter. And I'll actually mention about where your blushes should go on your face while I'm doing this today. But yeah, that's my palette I built myself for Mary Kay. That's the really cool thing about Mary Kay's eyeshadows, actually, because they magnetize. Like these little guys are magnetized in there. They're in little metal cases. So when you buy them, they come in like a plastic case. But then you take them out of that, and then you can put them inside Mary Kay compacts, which I have this one too. This was one. You can get this one on there too. This is a smaller set. And you can just stick, like, if you only do like a few colors of shadows, then you can actually do that. Or the small eye colors, cream or powder. These eyeshadows are not cream. The eyeshadows are powder. If you are looking for like a liquid eyeshadows, then we actually do carry some of those as well. Let me grab my eyeshadow bag here, because I purchased some of those from Mary Kay, and I've been trying them from other lines as well. These are the ones that I've purchased from Mary Kay, the liquid ones. They are amazing, by the way. I'm just going to tell you now, because they're easy to apply. They blend well with whatever you're wearing. So I have 3 colors from them. This is a meteor shower color. It's really a nice color. I might be using some of them today because I'm doing earthy tones. And this one is light beam. It's a lighter, like tan type of color. And this is my purple, because you know I love purples. But this one is called Purple Nova. So I believe we have about, I want to say 5 or 6 colors for the eye liquid shadows. And it really just wipes, so you'll see it today when I do it. I'm going to at least use these 2 because I'm doing like earthy tones today. I do my eyeshadow powders. But it's all about their brushes in most cases. So when you do powders, because some people, the eyeshadow powders, they're kind of intimidated by them because they figure they're going to fall on their cheeks or something like that. This is also why when you're applying makeup, now I learned this later, try to do your eyes before you put your foundation on. Okay. And the reason for that is also for that reason, if you're not going to be able to apply clean. I mean, we're all not makeup artists out here, and we're still trying to do makeup good. So that's why you'll see a lot of people who do makeup applying eyes first. They may prime their faces and things like that. Some people do put foundation on before, but they plan on probably doing the final touches of the foundation after the fact, because there might be some cleanup that you may need to do, especially with shadows. You can always hit your brush after you put shadow on or something like that if you're doing powders, because most eyeshadows are powder based, except for like these liquid ones that which roll on really, really easy. So yes, those are your options as far as that's concerned. But I'll show you some tips and tricks as far as applying. All right, let us get started with the brows, because I tend to do my brows. So technically, as far as I have learned, you do priming, then you do your brows, and then after the brows, you do your eyeshadows and your eyes, and then you do your foundation. Then I do like my lashes, and then I contour after the fact. You do not have to do all these steps. This is a choice. Everything to do with makeup is a choice because you know your taste, you know what you like, you know what you do not like, you know what I mean? So it's not like anything I'm saying is like clad on like you have to do this. Like that's not the case. You can literally do or take anything I say and use what works for you. You don't have to do everything the way I do it. I'm saying so. Anyway, oh, actually, I had another color in here. I didn't realize pink starlight for the liquid. I have 4 of them. You see, I buy so much makeup, I forget that I have things in there. All right. Okay, so I'm unloaded for my eye stuff. Now I'm going to show my I'm going to show this. Now I have, if you weren't here, Teresa, I don't know if you were here when I first started. You may have been. But I have these 2 palettes I'm going to be working out of, Swear By It and Utopia. So that's what I'm working out of today. So I'm going to start with those after I do my brows, which don't take me very long. I don't really play around with that too much. So I have a brow precision brow liner here that I got from Mary Kay. And I just line my brows like so. I'll show you real quick. Right here in my mirror. So I start not at the edge of like the edge of my brow. I start about like right about here. And then I line it. Like that. And then I go at the top in the same spot and then I line. I line that as well. I kind of just keep my natural shape of my brow. I don't really, I mean, there's different ways to do your brow, but this is what I do. I don't really, there's a lot of ways to do it. And people, you know, they have actual tutorials and things on you're doing your brow. Like clean up. Some people do need to because they grow like a lot of brow. Like my brows just don't grow. So I've never plucked my brows, even when that was a thing. And people still do it because they want to clean up a little bit before they shape. But I don't, because they just don't grow like that. I don't grow body hair anywhere like that. So that's why I don't really bother. So I just pretty much try to just shape what I have and then just kind of go from there. So I just shape what I have and then point it. You can, if you want, fill with this liner, but it's literally to shape it and line it. And then I fill it after that. And this is the Mary Kay volumizing brow tint. And I have it in the color dark brunette because I have darker hair. My hair is not naturally black. My natural hair color is like a dark, so brunette. I would be sandy red. So when the sun hits my hair, it looks red. So that's not a very easy color. So I usually go darker because of that. But anyway, so I'm gonna fill in with this. It has a little brush on it. You see that? So what I do is I just go from that edge part that I did not follow. So I go like this. Let me try. This is why I hate having bangs because then the bangs in the way I'm trying to do my brows. So I go from the hair there and I kind of just brush it upward from the bottom into the center. And then I just fill with that like so. And then I do the same thing on the other one. So I kind of I don't line the edge of the inner part of the brow because I leave that naturally like the shape that it is. I just fill it. Brush the hairs up and then I push them over. Brush them up and push them over. After that, I take you see this tool that comes in your brush sets? I take this and brush it. So I go like this from the edges, brush them up and then over. And stand in the shape that I drew or line around earlier. So up and then over. So I don't really go crazy with the brows. You know, I just fill them with what I have. I don't really even try to change the shape too much. Some people are really into brows. They look good, but I'm just not. This is not my thing yet. I mean, maybe I'll get into it. I have no idea. Um, anyway, so that's what I do generally with my brows. And then, I mean, they have a lot of different things with brows. They have like gels and stuff, and you press them down and blah, 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 all this stuff. So yeah. Um, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start on my eyes now. My favorite thing in the world. All right, so I'm thinking generally you can do what you want with your eyes. I tend to start with a darker color about here and start powdering out, but you'll see what I mean. Also, there's so many different brushes you can use as well. Now, I have a lot of different brushes. I have the set from Mary Kay, which is the essential brush set. That one runs about, I think for the whole set is like 55 or something. You get this case here, and then you get I don't have one of my brushes, but you get this blush brush, a cheek brush they call it. Then you have the foundation brush. Then you have 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna say. And you have like these two. You get a eye crease brush. You get a eye smudger brush. You get the all over eye shadow brush. And you get this one here, the eyebrow/liner brush, which is a 2-end brush. There's a little bristle, and then this one's good for your brows. So you can also fill your brows with the brush. I have a separate brush that I use too, which is this guy right here. And you can actually, fill in, because they have like things you can buy that don't have like the little brush like you saw that I use from Mary Kay. All right, so I have a lot of brushes. Because I use this case to hold some of my other brushes. So I have like these other ones here. Then I have, this is my contour brush. This is for when I contour, because the way it presses and everything. And then I have a whole bunch of other brushes. So these are some, my mermaid and brushes. So I have a lot of different brushes to all my needs. I have to wash these. You actually should wash your brushes. Don't pull a me sometimes where I'm like, I don't feel like it, and I don't wash my brushes. So you should definitely wash your brushes. It's a spray. Mary Kay actually sells their own as well, and you spray it on the brushes and wipe them on a tissue, let them dry. And I usually do that after I'm done a makeup session if I'm being good. If not, then I try to do it overnight. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get started with the eye. So I won't be holding anyone here for forever. Okay. So again, I think I'm gonna do earthy tones. So that means I'm probably gonna start with a darker brown. And the other palette I'm gonna be working out of alongside the one I showed you is the Ultimate Utopia palette. And it has, you see some darker browns in here, greens, and other earth tones. So I'm gonna start with a darker brown as like my crease type of shadow set is what I'm going to probably pick. Yeah. All right, so I usually use my all over, this one, my all over eyeshadow brush to do this. So I'm going to probably start with that. All right, so I'm going to start with a darker brown, maybe a chocolate brown. Let's do this, and I'll have to show what color it is later. So this is where I tend to start, right here in this area with a darker color than it's going to be on my lid. So this will help you set the stages for good blending, because you want good blending, because then, it just doesn't look like you just put a bunch of stuff on your eyes and it's just sitting there and it's not together. But let me put the tape on, because I'm probably going to go for a clean look today, not a smoky eye. So this is the tape I mentioned early on, and my tape is over the top here. So this is the tape. Comes in a little dispenser. I buy this on Amazon. And what I do is I I put it right by my eye and tape up towards a little above my brow line. See? This will keep it clean from when you come over to the side edges. That's the only reason. If you care about that, you do not have to care about that. That's just somebody who may like a cleaner look, you know. But I do a lot of the time, so I tend to try to use my tape now that I have it. I used to just use the other way. Now, if you don't have tape, you can be like, I'm going to be cheesy. Like I did at one point, you can use paper. So if you don't have tape, like if you're ready to do a look and you don't have tape, and part of my bangs, I have to move everything around. So now, if you're using paper, you could do this while you brush. You can literally lay the paper just like that, and you can brush out towards the edges and the brush right on top of the paper, and it works the same. I've done this in a few of my other videos for people who like don't have those things. Not a big deal. All right. So let's go ahead and get this look on now. So that's the brown I'm using. I'm using this brown over here. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that real quick. And I just go over it a few times to get the desired color. And again, I did prime my eyes. This pigmentation actually, it holds the colors on your eyes if you prime your eyes. Mary Kay does have an eye primer. I recommend it if you're going to be doing eyeshadows because it will get them to be a better pigmentation. You can use this. I also have a eye primer pigmentation for from NYX as well. So I usually like have stuff from multiple different companies now. And so that's the chocolate brown that I wanted to use. So now I'm going to get myself a lighter color to start. And then I'm going to work my way to another type of tan color. So I'm going to go in with a lighter color on my lid as a base. Okay. Okay. La la la. Okay. So now I'm going to pick another color that is going to go on top of that base color. Because again, I'm staying in the earthy tone type of colors. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with another type of tan. And go right on top of this. Yep. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick another color that I want to kind of do more in this way. What brush do I want? I'll pick one of my smaller brushes for this. Okay. What color do I want? Let's go with this one. And sometimes I'll tap my brush if I think it's going to be funny, you know. So, that looks good. Okay. I'm going to check my blend real quick and see if that blend looks good or not. Not bad. Okay. Blend's not bad. And so I'm going to go ahead and use one of these liquid. I'm going to probably use this is pink scarlet and starlight, and then we have meteor shower. I think I'm gonna go with meteor shower actually, just because its color might work better in this case, which is this color. This is Mary Kay liquid eyeshadow. I'm gonna go in the corner here and work my way up a little. Color right there. See that? You can completely use this by itself. I've done that on another tutorial that I did showing these and how they blend quite well. So I'll just let that go ahead and dry on its own. And I do dramatic looks, but I'm not really doing dramatic look this because I can go all over the place and be all kinds of crazy lines and things. I could do all kinds of things. All right. So now what I usually do, now you don't have to fill your entire brow area. Also, there are concealers that I use. Now I will be using a concealer under here. And then I usually use concealer here and here, like around my brow area. I'll do that sometimes. It really depends. But I'm probably only going to do the concealer under here today. And now I usually go above this darker color with a lighter color similar to the darker color in this setting. So I'm going to pick, that was a chocolate brown. So I'm going to pick I'm going to actually pick a lighter brown to go right above that to emphasize the dark, that part. And then I'm going to blend that a little bit. And I haven't put my black liner on yet, which I'm going to. I always put black liner on. I always do. All right, so now I'm going with a lighter brown. Just right above, but on a little bit of the darker color to insinuate its blend. Okay. If you can see that there, how I did that on top of there compared to the other side now. So now I'm going to repeat over here. Mm-hmm. Okay. So with that being said, this again is a look that's more natural and also earthy tones. But I always, like I said, line my eyes with black. You can also do a dark brown. That also works. This is a Mary Kay liner for that. This is the pencil eyeliner crown. That's not the one. This is the one. I'm about running low too. So this is that, the crown. Then they also have this one. Where are you? I pulled you out. Oh, here you are. The liquid one. Now this one has a pointed applicator for the people who cannot do the straight lines. They actually have one for that. Then when you're using this one, depending on which one you get, because some people like the liquid, press the tip from the on the inside of the cap. This will activate more liquid into the brush line, because some people say, well, I pressed on it and I did that and the black was too light. You need to just press it to activate the makeup into the applicator if that's happening with you. So that's what you need to do. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the first one I showed you and line my eyes. I do line under and I line the top lid as well. So let's go ahead and do that. I think it gives the eyes a more appealing look, in my opinion. Some people don't go to the bottom lid. I do. Not a lot. You don't have to do a lot. And then on the top lid. So I lay it on thick a little because I like it thick. So you can do that. You can do it thinner. You can do it thicker up there. That is the powder eyeliner or liquid. That is the one I'm using now. Is the eyeliner crown. So that's their regular eyeliner. They have different colors. So when you go in there, there'll be like there'll be like a black and there'll be a brown. And so, yeah, they have different ones. Then the other one you'll be able to tell because it's called a waterproof liquid eyeliner pen. That's the one that's like this. The other one is not shaped like that. Again, this one does help when you want to do a straighter line. So like if I wanted to do this, let's say, and I'm just doing right on top of my tape, it would be pointier and I wouldn't have to try to do cat's eye with like not messing up. It gives you more perfect lines. So, so they're useful. It's useful if you want to do, if you're not trusting in your handwork and you think you might mess up your lines, then I definitely recommend getting this one. The other one is really good. But again, like you roll it out. See the little black coming out of there. So you roll it like that. Yeah. So it's just two different options. You can go whichever way you would like. It's kind of like a preference, or you may like to have both. I like to use both sometimes. So there's that. But yes, so that is the pencil crown compared to the liquid. Now, with that, I will probably stop there with it today. Then again, I'm checking out these shimmers. I'm really looking at these shimmers like, y'all look good. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it. So I'm actually in the corner here, right where I applied the liquid. Sure, no problem, Teresa. Where I applied the liquid, I'm going to go in with some sparkle. There's a brown sparkle in here that I want to try. Down here at the bottom, where is it? This one right here. Looks different on the camera, but it's actually like a brown shimmer. So I'm going to actually do that on a small brush here. I just want to try it in the corner, see what it looks like. Because I like sometimes to do shimmers in the corner of my eye. I bet it's subtle. It's very subtle. Yeah, I can see it more in that angle. Yeah, angle. I bet. I'll probably actually take this under the bottom of my lid once I take the tape off. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so with that being done, now I'm going to just go ahead and take the tape off because I don't really plan on doing much else over there. So the tape just helps it stay clean, you know, not being all over the place if you don't trust it. So let's see. That's how it stays clean. Like they some people really, really clean lines. It's not because they have a perfect hand. I'm just telling you. So anyway, all right. So that's done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my foundation, and I only use now Mary Kay's foundation. It's to me the best foundation I have ever come across. Being a woman of color, it's really hard to find your tone because I'm very mixed. And so my tone is very mixed. So they don't really have it in a bottle. At least I didn't think they did. But so I used to mix like 4 or 5 different tones just to get myself. I felt like a chemist. I was like stirring stuff and just trying to make my tone. And if I get it wrong, the wrong amounts from the other one, then it'll be wrong that day. My tone will be off and all that jazz. But then I got color checked for my tones, and I do have different tones on my face, though it's evened out a little bit because I'm using my Mary Kay skincare. And this I use the Illuminous 3D foundation because they do have matte. So if you don't like the Illuminous effect of like having glow, a little glow to you, then I wouldn't necessarily use this. My skin's glowing more now because I use Mary Kay's skincare line. It actually has a natural glow. It gets your skin to do what it should be doing. So also you can use primers. They have illumination primers that you can put underneath before you put the foundations on. I use some different companies. I don't believe Mary Kay actually doesn't carry a primer that's illuminator. So their foundation has it built in, so you don't need to. In this case, I am going to use this. Now, Mary Kay's foundation, one of these bottles, and I was spending a lot more money before on my foundations because I had to buy so many and from really well-known companies too. So they have so many tones now, more than they did before, but I still was having a problem just getting one bottle and matching. So when I came across this is Bronze W130. So this is the only foundation I buy. This lasts me 3 to 4 months myself because I do wear makeup every day, especially when I do my makeup tutorials and things. If you're not wearing makeup every day, foundation wise, it will last you the 6 month thing easy or more even. I'm not sure. But the amount is because the amount. I'm not one of those heavy laying all this cake and all this foundation on. That's not me. I don't do that. I'm really into my eye shadows and colors. So yeah, foundations, I'm not doing all that. So this is about how much foundation I use for my whole face. And it's very, very light. You don't feel it once it's on. That's not very much. It's a little bit more than a pea size amount. You can use about an almond size amount if you want to go over a pea size. But that's about all I use generally. Now, like I said, we do have concealers. like this one here. This is a Mary Kay concealer. I always use this one. Right now, sadly, they're out of my color. This is deep beige that I use. They come in lots of different tones to match your skin. Now, your concealer, you tend to get at least a tone, 1 to 2 tones lighter than your skin tone. So like this one here. Now I can use this for marks, and I don't have very many marks at all left on my face because I use the skincare line from Mary Kay. So like if I notice there's a mark or something and I'm looking for one. So this isn't a mark, but it's a beauty mark. So I have like one beauty mark here left at the side of my nose. You can't probably see it on camera because the lighting is right over here. So I can cover that or something like that if you want to cover that type of mark. And this can conceal. So I would put this on, let it sit a little bit, and then put my foundation right on top of it. If you have marks on your face, if you do. So you could do that. So like if I do my chin, I have like a mark down here or something like that. You know, or if I have something over here I found or something like that, you know. So I'll do that. And also this is the one I'm going to use under my eye. This also can work if you have dark circles. So you go under your eye line, like in a half moon shape, going from inner and going to the outer like that. Okay. Now this one I will blend under my eye. I will blend that a little bit. Okay. With my blending brush. But since I have makeup on that one, I'm going to use one of my little wipers. So I'll just pat that in right under the eye like this. And it looks really bright, you know, at first until you put your foundation on top of it, of course. So I'll just pat it in, blend it right in, and it'll be a little bit lighter, like I said, than your skin tone because it is like a shade or two lighter than you. But it's going to be covered, but it's to help conceal any other marks and also is good for under the eye to emphasize the shading. Okay, so now I'm going to go on my cheek with my foundation, cheek, nose, chin, and move the hair, center forehead, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to blend. So let's just do that. I can show you here. La, 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 la. Right down the nose. And you can do makeup really quick. I'm just going to be clear about that. You can do makeup really quick and still look good, but you also can take the time to do the makeup, especially if you're a performer like me. Then you can go all out. And this is like my lower subtle thing that I do. So it's not quick, but I'm just saying. All right, so that's the foundation, and then I'll let that just settle in. It'll blend in with my skin more, so it's pretty much the right tone. While that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do my lashes and final touches on my eyes. So I have two. This one you cannot get anymore, unfortunately. That's what, unfortunately, with Mary Kay, you have to get the stuff sometimes when it's there. This is the Love Lash Panorama. It had a different type of applicator for this one. And it had like some of an hourglass figure for the shape a little bit. And then I used two. This one you can still get. This one is the Mary Kay Love Lash Mascara. There's a few different ones they carry. All of them are really good. I like the brushes. So I tend to, with my lashes, because I have long lashes, I don't wear false ones too often. Maybe when I'm going to do a picture or something, I may put some on. I'm actually learning how to put those on because I was really bad at it before. But they feel weird. It's hard to get used to. So I just usually just do my natural brow. I eyeline eyelashes. So I go at the base underneath and I do like this sawing effect to get the product on the base of the lash and then I pull up. Okay. Again, they have at Mary Kay one called long Lash. I guess the under the Love Lash, but it's a long lash one. That one's really good if you're trying to do a long lash look without adding eyelashes on. So and then I go down on top of the lash and then pull down and then up like a curl. And then I do that all the way across and then go back under again. And again, do the saw effect, under the base, make sure that we get the product on the base of it, and then roll up, go on top, roll down and up, and then back again. I don't put much on the bottom lash because I don't have much of a bottom lash like at all. But some people really do. So I just go down and do a little bit of that just to get some of the mascara on my bottom lashes, which are almost non-existent. But you can't have it all, right? You can't have all of it. So let me wipe that out. A little mess. So, all right, that's done. Foundation's done. Now, what I'm going to do is put on the contour and let it sit for a second. Now, Mary Kay, these are, you can't get them. Sadly, they are out of them, but you can get them from your Mary Kay reps. We can still get our hands on them right now. They're limited edition. I bought myself a few because I really like them. They're easy to contour with because they're crowns. See, they come in 2 tones. This is the darker tone because when you contour for sculpting, then you want a tone or 2 darker than you. So this is about 2 tones darker than me or more. Even more would be fine. Anyone can use this one, but if you are very light skinned, then you could use the sculpting 1. This is Get Sculpted 2, and then there's the Get Sculpted 1, which is lighter than this one. I don't use that one, even though technically, if you're very lighter skinned than I am, then you could use this one and Sculpting 1 to do like the both set, because when you do contouring, you want 2 colors. You want the darker one and a lighter color. So what I do in place of that, since that contour is, even though it's supposed to be the lighter color, is more closer to my skin tone. So it doesn't work for me. But what I do is I use the Mary Kay liquid to powder foundation, they call it. It's like a in between. The one I showed you that's in my palette. I'll use that for my lighter contour part, which I'll show you in a minute. So this one is where you want to contour. Depends on how much sculpting you want. Now that I have bangs, I don't do the sculpting that's up here. I don't even, right now while I have bangs, sometimes I part the bangs and you can't see them. It really depends. If you are going to show your forehead, then you would contour up here as well. But I'm going to show you about where I contour when I have hair in my face. So I always contour my nose. If I'm in a rush and I'm not going to contour the entire face, I always contour my nose at least and sculpt my nose. If you do want to do the cheeks, I will show you cheeks today as well. It's more subtle. I have high cheekbones anyway. Probably works and shows up more, I think, when you don't. But I'll show you where the lines are. And I have dimples. But I suck in like a fish when I'm doing the lines for that. I'll show you that in a second. So where I draw my lines, and you can use a powder version of contour. There are powders that you can just take a brush and go down the sides of your nose. Okay. But I like the crown personally. So I'm going to draw where, and then I'll show you. So So I start from the end of my brow. Now that's different for everyone because their brows go further in or further out or whatever. But you always just want to remember to go down the outsides of your nose with these lines. Or if you have the powders, is on the outsides of your nose line. Okay. So I started my brow line. I drew it down like that. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay. The other place the dark lines go for cheek. Here. So I go there. See? Like so. And then lighter color. So now I'll take one of these, the softer. It's a softer thing as it pushes. See, it's not a brush. And then I'll wipe in that powder to cream foundation and use that as the lighter contour. So I'm gonna go right down the center of my nose. Like that. And then I'll follow right above where I went with the darker earlier, right there. See that? Yep. And then the same thing. And then I will also go, you can go here. I have a dip. I have the dip thing here. So I just go on these. You'll see in a second. There. So I just went there, like that, to that shape emphasis. You can also, to emphasize the cheek here, you want to highlight right here. I'm not sure the other side works see it better in the white. So like that. Also, there's one that you can do right here on the forehead, but I'm not really, my forehead's not really going to be out, but I'll do it anyway. I call it the claw. And then the chin, same way. Down and then do the claw. Boop. All right. So now I'm ready to contour. That's the setup for it. Now I have a contour brush. I don't think you can get one. I don't think Mary Kay has a contouring brush, but I just have one from Elf. So I tend to go down, do the dark first, and then go in to do the light one. So like this. So I start from this angle and I go right down on top of it, and I start blending it into the outer part of my nose. Like that, pull it a little bit. Make sure it's matching to my eyebrow line. Other side. Okay. And then I go right down the center with the lighter and go right up where the forehead is and spread it a little bit. And then come back down. Okay. No sculpted. See how it, when you turn your head, you see the way it works? Yeah. So then the cheek, I just go like this into the dark. And the light are really close, so I'll kind of switch my brush a little bit. Also, those other areas you can do with the contour, you can do down here, down the side there. Like all the way around, you can actually powder around and in. But again, when my hair is all on my face, I don't bother with it so much. But if my whole entire face is going to be showing, I'll sculpture it. So you're kind of like doing the outer airbrushing. That's kind of what you're doing. All right, so go ahead and do the other cheek. We're almost done. I'm gonna do the lips, and that's gonna be easier today because I'm doing like lip butter. So, and then I'll do the lighter areas, and this is the highlight your face, like in the highlighting areas. Okay. Okay. La, la, la. Okay. All right. Okay. So contouring done. The nose is the most important part, in my opinion, for like if you're going to sculpt at all. Definitely the nose would be the thing because that's very noticeable. Not always. It depends on how heavy you contour. I do very light contouring in most cases because I'm a very heavy emphasizer on the eyes. That's just how I do. Okay, so that being said, now I'm going to add a little emphasis to my eye set just to finish it out because I always like this. So I'm using the one I talked about earlier, liquid um, liner. This one is again the liquid waterproof liquid eyeliner pen. Okay, and I'm going to follow the line that I left earlier of that shadow and just go up like that. Because I like that. But you can get a perfect line with this one. That's what I was talking about earlier. Okay. That's all I wanted to do. Alrighty then. So that's done. That's done. Close that. So yes. All right. So since that's done, now let's do the lips. Now I've got these new colors. These new lip butters. Oops. That's the one I want to use. They're different tones, I noticed. So I'm not sure. And when I do lipsticks, I always line the outer. Now I have a liner that I'm still going to use. This is the brown one. This is dark chocolate. So I'm going to line my lips. This is again dark chocolate. Sometimes I line my lips with black, depending on what I'm wearing. Hmm? All right, so I lined my lips. And I'm not sure if I'm going to wear the dark butter or not. Drop it down here. All right, so this is the darker one. It's kind of good. I bet. But this one like it might match too as well. And this one is spiked toffee. This is from the NYX line, the butter gloss. Oh, it smells good. Like don't eat your lips. I'm just telling you. It smells like toffee. They're trying to make this stuff smell like food. Like calm down. Hmm. Probably gonna mix this with the darker color a little bit actually. I also blend my lips just like I do my eyes. So I'm going to use both of these. So I'm just use this one and I'm going to use this one I just put on my lip a little bit. And this one is lava cake. Listen, the names that they come up with for this stuff, I'm telling you. And I am obviously doing like some more natural kind of blah. Now the liner that I have here, I like to blend my liner in to give it more of a blended look. So I take one of my flat brushes and I go right from the liner and start pulling it down into the color that I have for the center of the lips. Now I have a good amount of lip glosses and lipsticks from Mary Kay. I'm going to show you some of my lip glosses from Mary Kay if you're interested in any of those. Go over, make sure I have my lips still done that. And touch up one. I bet. New colors I have tried yet. Very simple. Okay, so I have these colors from Mary Kay. This one is Sheer Illusion, which I really, really like. It gives a nice shine to it. It is, I don't know what color I would say. It's like a tan, illuminated pink type of thing going on. Sometimes I'll put that on top of my lipstick colors. This is another one. This has more of a pink hue. This one is called Unique Minerva. And this one definitely has more of a shimmer to it. Beach Bronze. I'm probably going to throw some Beach Bronze on top of this as I wanted a little bit of shimmer. Okay. So, pull some of this hair forward now. It's not in my way. The makeup. And I have finishing spray as well. Mary Kay also has the makeup finishing spray. Shake and spray. All right, that finishes it off. You won't have to reapply. You never have to reapply any Mary Kay makeup, and NYX is really good for that as well. So, yes, that is my Saturday look. It's very subtle, I think, for me, because I do some out there type of looks. But I like it. It's nice and natural type of look, works really well. I really think it's nice. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this Saturday's makeup look. If you have any requests as far as looks that you would like me to try, colors or whatever, I'm really, really willing to try any color. So if you want some greens or blues, like turquoise type of looks, then I will definitely be into doing that. And thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Teresa. And I will see you next weekend on Saturday for the next makeup look. Bye.